he left.
Reload this page.
Oh, I'm too full to run.
Too full to run.
I like tried to run, but the floor's slippery, so I like just wobbled away.
Oh, there we go.
So hopefully that's.
Sounds like a really mid band.
Ooh, what? VTEC Academy.
Wobble away.
No, too full to run. We're from Tempe, Arizona. We're too full to run. Let's go.
I think we can do it.
Let's go, Warped Tour.
Greetings, folks. Oh, that looks kind of fuzzy.
What?
It also looks kind of crooked.
Nah.
Yeah.
Angles. Well, we're not using the real tripod. But it's angled the opposite way.
Hello, Michael. How are ya?
Is that the Michael Bush?
The Michael Bush.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey, bro.
Oh, that's comfy. Just gonna take a nap for the live stream tonight.
So, Michael, you got an EG, huh?
Tech fan, what's up?
Get it done.
Oh, yeah, let me text.
It's funny, it looks so much more crooked on my phone than it does on the TV for some reason. I think it's just my OCD.
Yo.
Wow, those colors seem really blown out on TV for some reason too.
It's not very contrasting.
No, it's not. Although,
you know, our screens are like the box on.
How you doing, Brian?
Very good, Brian. How are you?
I'm
it
good.
is 4K HDR. I don't know why it's looking
What's
like
that fit
right
doing
now,
out
though.
there?
Hey, Brian, how you doing, Brian?
Well,
Brian.
it has a little, we're going to put a 6-speed transmission in. And we're going to,
Or was it automatic?
oh, that fit?
Yeah.
That's a case-swap fit. It's
got
got
a
a K24
5-speed.
Zenith,
Oh.
got a 5-speed on it, we're going to put a 6-speed in.
Oh, okay.
We're also going to put a fresher motor in, put a 50-degree VTC, put a different intake manifold on it, and again,
Is that, is that your fit?
it used to be my fit.
Oh, it's back?
Yeah, it's back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think he talked.
Oh, Matt Clark has a.
Yeah, he wants to do brakes.
I
He
talked-
wants to
yeah.
do suspension.
Yeah, I talked to him the other day. I think he said he bought that one for
Yeah,
that.
he wants to do brakes and suspension on it.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get together with that. Built the GSR.
A fit case swap question.
Ooh, GSR motor, just like mine.
7.
What do we got, Matt
All
Clark?
right, J-swap second gen CRV. Yeah, that's on the list, believe me. First and second gen CRV J-swap.
Oh,
What do you mean,
K24.
John?
K24.
K24 2005 TSX, my 2012 Honda Fit just got running. Very good.
All right. What did
Now,
you?
so that's interesting. That means you kind of backdated the electronics if you did that in a 2012 Honda Fit.
Yeah, what did you do, Matt? What harness did you run?
Yeah.
Wait, he's asking about mount.
Oh, the lower mount.
The lower mount does not line up. Send us a picture to orders@hasbro.com.
What transmission are you running too?
Yep. You
Yeah.
need to make, there's some adjustment in the mounts that you can lift it up and slide the mount, the rack engine back right and left a little bit, so do that as well.
Hey, look at Josh.
Oh my gosh, Josh Allman. He's apparently a big Carter Gillespie fan.
Yeah,
boy.
Oh,
R6 6-speed.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, send photos to the passport email and we'll help sort that out.
Origin@hasbro.com. I have an 07 Civic SI coupe, took out passenger seat to clean the carpet, and put it back in now, airbag light white, won't go away. Yeah, you have to reset the, when you disconnect them and reconnect them, I think you have to reset the SRS. So, you might have to go to a dealer for that. So, why don't you call them and see what's up? But it should just, you should be able to get it to turn off with a reset of the SRS ECU.
Huh. It's usually-
Would that get reset if you just
Disconnect
took
the
away
battery.
all the power?
Try that.
I don't.
Disconnect the battery
Yeah, that's
You
for
probably tried that though. Huh?
for like a half a minute and reconnect it, see if it goes away.
So he has an 06, 09 SI harness and ECU in that 12 fit. Oh,
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, you could certainly do that. That would be just basically backdating the electronics to the earlier style. So that you could run it with, yeah, 06. So did you wind up cutting the A plug, which is the one that stays in the car, and repinning it to that particular spec? Just curious. And I actually wrote a how-to do that for Honda because they took a 2015 CRZ and did that. They wanted to run the earlier style electronics and everything. So we did that with them. Be this second battery 2 days. Yeah, I think you're going to wind up having to go to the dealer.
Let's see.
Pepper fish. Need something to work on the street.
And sorry about cams or something like that.
Drag Cartel 2.2 cam.
The drop-ins.
Yeah, he's asking. I mean, we don't really use cams a lot on street cars, so we really wouldn't know.
The thing about VTEC though is it usually, out of VTEC, it still runs pretty tame. And then in VTEC, you get that extra bump that you need. Hello there. Oh, you didn't have to do that.
Oh, Josh.
That's
what's
not
up?
why I texted you to tell you what was on. I texted you just so that you would know.
Oh man,
But thank you.
If we had the shot set up, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah. Good thing we don't. We have to drive home.
There's a couple of
Next
questions.
time it's at the
up
house.
there.
Couple questions up there?
Yeah, see Ralph
Doing
Garcia.
a K24A2 all-wheel drive swap on my ES1 and bought an RBB A03E CU. Did I screw myself by having to run drive-by-wire? Or is there a delete kit available for something to run drive-by-cable? So ES1. So you're talking about like a
It's a 7th gen.
2005 Civic or 2000
Yeah.
a sedan or 2003 sedan. I mean, you don't have to do the RBB A03 ECU. You can do the earlier style ECU and just change the throttle body, drive by cable. And that's the easy way to do that. I mean, you can also turn it to drive-by-wire. It just depends on, but that's a lot of extra wiring. But yeah, you can do that. You can just use a wiring harness from like the earlier Civic Si or from an RSX and use that ECU and then just have a throttle cable attached to it. Full K20Z3, EG hatch complete, RPM fluctuates when I hold it at half throttle. Is that ICV or O2 sensor problem? I don't believe it's an ICV problem. Whether or not it's an O2 sensor problem, I couldn't tell you. It may be a tune problem.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
half
actually,
shaft
you can
could be
hold it
used
half
with the
throttle, I see.
K20A2?
Yeah, how accurate
You can use,
hold it half throttle?
if you, PNN3, I'm assuming is a transmission, I'm assuming it's a manual transmission, so that drive axles, when you say drive axles, it depends on the car you have it in. But if you're talking about the half shaft, the intermediate shaft, you just want one from a manual Civic or RSX from, the Civic needs to be from 03 to 2005, or 2011.
You ever considered doing anything with the Del Sol?
Same as the Civic.
We've done plenty of things
All-wheel
with.
drive swap my 03 Accord, or swap K24 in my mint 97 Civic, hook up AC.
Yeah.
I would do
The
that.
second one.
Yeah, the 03
Yeah.
Accord, that would be a tough one to all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Unless you can buy all-wheel drive parts from some car in some other country that came all-wheel drive.
That 5-link suspension in the back. I mean,
Well, there may have been a car that came with it.
Maybe, but yeah.
Was
like
it
in
TSX all-wheel drive in
Germany
Japan
or something.
anything?
not that I'm aware of.
Maybe, I don't recall.
I don't-
Google it. If something already exists with it, that might be a little bit easier if you can import
Yeah.
the parts. If not,
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Those taillights are bad enough done.
Yeah, 03 Accord suspension would be basically the same as
It's the same as.
04 to 08 TSX,
TSX,
and
yeah.
kind of similar to the TL as well.
Yeah, the TSX would be the direct swap.
Yeah.
It's the same,
Yeah.
same part numbers.
Same partner.
So,
Right.
yeah, find the TSX, which is a Euro Accord, that may have had all-wheel drive.
Matt Clark, what did you say earlier? I wish I knew what you did because it took me a while to figure it out. So was there something earlier that said
I
something?
don't know, I don't remember what he said
Was
earlier.
that higher? I don't know.
You're talking about the backdated electronics.
Oh, the backdating electronics.
Oh, yeah, I mean, basically, I just took the two different, manuals and yeah,
Do all that stuff.
compared them wire by wire and made a set of instructions, so.
Hey, it's Craig.
It took me about, I don't know, it took me about 4
Hi,
hours.
Craig.
Yo, Craig.
I look at the screen to say hi to people when the camera's over there always.
Yeah.
Oh, Craig Corbin, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
All right, already bought the ECU, just trying to see what options I have running with the RVB ECU. Yeah, you have to. So we're thinking about doing a drive-by cable or drive-by wire swap in one of our cars. Basically, you have to wire in a accelerator position sensor, which you can do relatively easy. You just get the cable and the pedal out of a element, and then the cable and the sensor out of an element, and then you wind up adding a bunch of extra wire. Oh, also you need the throttle control module from Accord, TSX, Element. But yeah, it can be done. The Type S and base RSX have the same half shaft. No, but they're interchangeable. They work exactly the same. The difference is the Type S is a little bit more robust. Probably got a bigger bearing in it or something.
JDM Nuggets. We don't have that reaction. That's people in the Midwest and apparently
People
the
down
Southern Hemisphere.
People down under.
Says it's live again.
Brian,
Well, it'll take a second or two for it to go live.
Yeah. Wait, Brian looks disturbed. Carl looks to me.
There we go.
We're back.
up and running. On my phone at least.
That's crazy.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, something about
Oops, sorry about that, guys.
Son of a biscuit.
All right, so just to let you know what happened.
Wait, it's.
All right.
no, it's working on my phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to let you know what happened,
There we go.
my two phones are connected together, and somebody called that number. We need to turn that phone on to,
Doesn't matter.
Wi-Fi
You didn't have
only?
a problem until you picked up.
I understand.
So if you get a phone call, doesn't Wi-Fi calling still work technically?
I would turn this phone on to
Okay, everybody, just
wireless
watch.
also.
Just watch Brian Hastings. See it.
I would turn
Okay.
both phones on to, I would turn both phones on to to airplane mode plus wireless, and then I just wouldn't pick up any phone calls. So I'll do
Given
that.
that, oh, hey, here's a good question about registering in Arizona from Michael. Given
New to
that,
Arizona. What'll it take to get GSR swap registered? Not much. I mean,
You got. of
what
course,
year
you
is the
can
car
run-
going? What year is the car going?
emissions.
It's his EG.
oh, collect
You
your car
do?
insurance.
Yeah, two things. Two ways you can do this. If you own a later model car, you can buy collector car insurance for that, which typically is a few $100s a year, like between $500 and $800 a year. And then your registration is good for 5 years. You don't have to take it through emissions. If you want to take it through emissions here in Arizona, you're just going to go on the rollers.
Yeah.
So you just need to have a good enough tune and catalytic converter that you're not pumping out a bunch of bad stuff out of the tailpipe. So you can just do it that way.
And you get a free retest, so.
Yeah, you get one
So
free
if you have a
retest.
cat on there and you're not sure about your tune, you can go through once. If you
Yeah, you
fail,
can try it
Yeah.
and see if it works, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, then go get it tuned and then you go through again. So,
Also, if you're in Phoenix, go to the one down south of the I-17 near Central. They're the nicest to Hondas. And if you're lower,
put 2x4s underneath your front A arms to get it up higher. Also, wait, was it OB2, OB1?
Nobody's, yeah, there's nobody one.
It was so it's go on the roller, put 2x4s underneath your front A arms, lift it up so you can get them on the rollers.
Yeah, you just space them up
Yeah, they won't test you if the oil pan's too close to it.
to the rollers.
Oh, so that's interesting. Because the one where I used to go to on Bell,
Mm-hmm.
my car just, it was way lower than how it is now. It would just put me
Yeah,
on the rollers.
I
and
think
was
nowadays they're not so much like that, and they hate it when it's not lined properly because it.
Yeah, searches.
They drove my tire off of the rollers.
Yeah.
fine. There's so much torque.
When
off
I
the
brought the Civic and
Who's
it
it
was
the
lowered,
Civic was?
they were all like, "Oh no, it's a lowered car." They're like, "Oh, this drives nice." Yeah, well.
What was the
I
other
had
thing?
aligned.
Oh, they failed. They didn't test me once because I had like Toyo RRs on it. They're like, oh, these has to be street legal. I'm like, they're not legal. Like they don't have a tread on them. Like, they don't come with tread on them. They're like, well, we can't test it. I'm like, why? Because it will grip too well. Like, what's your logic here? They're like, it has no tread. What's it need tread for? Like, look at the depth marker. It has depth. They're like, no. I'm like, this is bullshit.
What do you guys, like, what's the reason for that?
I don't know. They're
Because
worried
they're-
about water on the rollers.
They're uneducated.
Well, yeah, true.
I mean, they don't know that dot tires are legal.
Government drones.
Oh man, I love mine. Cause
Can you do a
my
house
6
on making 0205 Civic Reinhardt?
Oh,
Did I
Don't
do
do
it?
people to me, they're
Did I
government
make it?
bureaucrats.
Did I make an 0205 converted harness, or did I just buy one? I think I made mine.
conversion harness, dude. Oh, so I gotta think back to.
Look at our video when we did the 02 to 05 swap. See if I included something like that in there.
What kind of conversion are they talking
No,
about?
wasn't it? Was it in the one that we did for Linus Tech Tips?
Yeah, look at the video we did for Linus Tech Tips, because I think I did that.
What's up, Team Maxi Stands?
I don't think I bought one. I think I just made one. It'd be okay if I run a K2402 with a D50 with 50-degree gear and Type S oil pump with a stock RSX Type S ECU. With stock Type S injectors, yes, it'll run okay. It should run fine. It just won't be as much as you could get. It'll probably be a little bit weak in mid-range.
Did you see that one about
It's at 420.
Series Z50.
the side mounts for RSX DC5?
Where?
What's the difference between the two passenger side mounts for RSX DC5? That's the engine type. Yeah. There's only one.
No, there's two. There's a steel one and there's aluminum.
Oh, I always figured we have steel mounts.
Okay, the
Sorry.
steel mounts are like the stock mounts. There's a upright post, and it actually has less vibration than the other one. The other ones are normal type of passport mount where you've got like an aluminum barrel with urethane packed in both ends and a bolt that goes through it. That does a slightly better job of controlling engine movement. But the steel mounts are just a little bit more forgiving because of the way they're set up. So, but yeah.
A little bit more budget oriented too. I think they're a little bit less expensive.
Oh,
than
it's
the
less
other
expensive,
ones.
yeah, a little bit.
But
We did
same
that
urethane-
originally.
Same quality urethane, same warranty.
Yeah. Why did I do that? I can't. Oh, because
Club RSX.
one of our
Dealers.
dealers wanted steel mounts. Just wanted steel mounts. I was like, I'll give it a try. So we did.
Do you ever sell any?
Oh yeah. But I also made it for the
What we
CR.
sell of aluminum?
I also made it for the CRV.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Because
The
that
CRV
was-
element, that's the only
Yeah.
way we sell them right now.
Yeah, those are the ones that sell the most of them. Yeah.
Oh,
What mounts did you use for the first gen CRV case swap? I used mounts I made.
Okay, what about up top there? Fritz Thompson.
Fritz Thompson, Brian the Legend, and I have a 2011 Series E and I have a K24 Z3, so an EP3 transmission swapped into it. I was told all I needed is a TSX ECU. So on the K24 Z3, that doesn't quite work like that because that ECU has a timing gear on it. It pulses a lot more times than the K24A engines, which is what you typically put in a 2011 CRZ. So if you want to run that K24Z engine, you're going to need to get a timing chain cover from K-Power, so you can put the normal sensor in it, and then the ECU you're gonna run is from an 06 Civic to 2011 Civic, and the harness you're gonna run is the same. It's gonna be an 06 to 11 Civic harness. So that's what you need for that, not the TSX ECU. On the 2015 CRZ, that can run the K24Z unmodified, and that one you would use the 08 to whatever, the 09 up TSX ECU.
09 to 14.
Yeah, 09 to 14. Did they make a TSX after that?
No.
Yeah, okay, so second gen TSX. That's what you would use if it was a 20,
They merged that one.
I believe a
TL,
20
TLX.
14, 2015 CRZ. So, anyway, that's what you gotta do. Or you can just get the earlier style motor and sell that K24Z to somebody else.
See JDM Nuggets comment.
JDM Nuggets, anniversary of my dad's passing.
Wow.
He was in the 200 mile per hour club since the 70s.
Nice.
On a Lakester, back in 77. Gonna have shots of tequila. Pouring out for Bob Bennett Bryan. If I have, I will when I get home. I have a nice bottle of tequila at home.
For a fellow member of the 200 mile an hour club.
Yeah, for a fellow member of the 200 mile an hour club. I'm a member of the Dirty Two,
True.
so, which is on Elmore.
Dirt News, do they? Yeah.
How about my 4-door 8th Gen Civic EX Best Mods? K-swap.
No, trade in.
Oh, I love the 4 doors.
You can do all the cool Type R stuff to them. And
Yeah.
Nobody pays any attention to it.
Yeah, the
So-
cops don't care about them.
So
not my
here's the deal.
experience.
That's because yours is red. You bought the wrong color.
I want the right color.
No, buy a
the
white
cops
one.
are wrong. The cops are wrong.
Your window tends to dark then.
I yanked it all out after I got hassled driving to SEMA in like 2012 or 11. No, 2011.
Yanked what out?
All the tint.
Oh, I got pulled over for window tint on my way to Cali and outside courtside before. The cops like, window tint's too dark. I'm like, no, it's not. It wasn't. Cop was not having a good day about that.
Mine was so dark. Like,
Although I have been thinking about doing my own show. But
I told you my window tint story, right?
no.
I'm sure I'll tell you anyway. I was driving my yellow CRX into work one day, and I was coming up the 10, and this guy just like gunned to pull out past, wow, by me. I know he's just showing off because I'm in this little yellow CRX. I'm like, oh, what a dick. And I look in my rear mirror and I see a motorcycle cop on me, and he pulls out and takes off real hard after. I'm like, yes. Then all of a sudden he sees my CRX with the dark tint, because the guy had it for me had kind of dark tint on it. And he's like, oh, gets on the thing, pulls in behind me, flashes the lights on, pulls me over. I'm looking in the rearview mirror as he's walking up. He's got all sorts of, he's dripping with attitude. I mean, freaking dripping with attitude. I'm in a slammed yellow CRX.
Tinted windows up.
And got tinted windows up.
And then
I'm
roll the
just-
windows down.
I'm looking at him, so I start rolling the window down.
He sees your gray hair.
He sees my gray hair, and you see his attitude completely change. He whips out this thing, goes, clicks on the window, goes, your window tint's too dark, get it fixed, put it back in it, walks off. Now this- It was so funny.
Oh, what a dick, though.
Oh, what a dick.
And
Especially if somebody's already doing something way bigger than.
Oh, and the guy was speeding, and the guy was show speed and all sorts of bullshit stuff, and not being
And
safe.
he's like, oh wait, I got a Honda. Kid.
Oh wait, I got a
Fuck this
Honda
thing
with
up.
dark tint.
yeah, with dark tint. Yeah.
Ooh, baby. What's he trying to hide?
Is that when it had?
Oh, his gray hair.
Was that when it had the blower sticking out of the hood?
No, this was when it was
Oh,
pretty sure it might have been it was either a ZC or a B16.
Oh, okay.
This was way back.
Way back. Yeah, this is
Okay.
22, 3 years ago.
Okay.
So,
02, 03.
yeah.
Back when your goatee was still dark, your hair was.
Have any of you daily driven an 0408 TSX manual?
You have.
Yes, I have. Pretty nice. I mean, I enjoyed it.
For the age of the car, they were nice, yeah.
Yeah.
They look sick still.
I love the
Oh,
look
they're
of the
still good looking
TSX.
cars, yeah.
I think they're great looking. That and the TL, two best looking Acuras that they ever made, that generation.
That whole generation was the best looking
All right,
Acura's
now
ever made.
here's,
Oh
here's,
yeah. Okay,
Well,
let's
yeah,
forget
yeah.
about the.
Well, don't get me wrong, the new
DC2
Integra Type R is pretty good looking, but
Exactly.
those are better looking. They're more classy. It'll be interesting 20 years from now when we look back at those and go,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty good looking.
there's some real fighting words. Waffles are better than pancakes.
Depends.
Crepes.
Grapes.
Depends on if you
Grapes.
use Nutella.
Waffles are better than pancakes. Yes, you're right.
I like waffles
quick.
because they hold more butter.
They hold more syrup.
I like them because they hold more butter.
Oh, all right.
I think it depends on where you get the pancake, because there's really bad ones most places, and a few places have really good ones.
No, you make them yourself.
Oh, then
my
that's
Does
way
this
less
look like a
effort.
chef to you?
You don't need to be a chef. You buy a waffle maker. I mean, I'm not
What,
kidding.
do I look rich? Do I just have room for every home appliance on my counter?
Oh my
Jeez.
God.
I have a toaster and a coffee maker.
He's got
Yeah.
hobbies to
Thanks, Dan.
finance.
If I want a waffle, I'm going to Waffle House.
Oh.
It was in Bonneville.
Pancakes.
I went to Bonneville too one year and broke a 17-year-old record. It was pretty cool. Any update on the auto manual CSX? Well, it's on the lift right at the moment.
Not this left, over there.
Over not this lift, over at Haspel. So
Wait, auto to manual?
I'm working on the right and left mounts for that. For the
stock replacement.
Yep, stock replacement. And as far as computer goes, this is what I believe I'm going to be able to do. I think I'm going to be able to take a 2006, 2007, 2008, well probably 2007, 2008 TSX automatic ECU, use a Flash Pro or a K-tuner and load manual code in it. And that way I don't have to find a manual ECU. And then if I want it to communicate with the car, I believe that Honda sells an adapter for that.
Uh-oh. The Kiwis are taking over. We have two
I
of them in our comments now.
I see that.
Oh no! Well, I don't care. Kiwis are cool.
Where are you at? Oh, he's at Nelson, guys.
There is no timing belt on a TSX.
Timing chain, excuse me.
Chain
The
gang.
quote was timing belt.
Yeah.
$1,600. 09
$1,600. Do you think
TSX.
it's worth picking up?
Engine not running. Needs
Oh,
time.
which-
Oh, the engine's toast. If
Here's
it's not running because of it, I bet you it's toast.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
Just
if it
assume it's
doesn't
toast.
run, it could have bent valves and all sorts of.
Assume it's a new motor, $1,500. Because if you can't test it, the drive line is in theory trash, so assume worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Assume it's a-
$1,500 for a motor. Can you swap that motor? Then
And
you're
is it
talking
a manual?
about
Is it a manual
$3,100.
Yeah.
You're talking
If
about
it's
a
a
$3,100 car.
If it's a manual already, though,
That's good.
that might be worth it because
Yeah.
But always assume the worst if you can't
Yeah.
test. Always assume the worst for your price point.
Butters Pancake Cafe in your neck of the wood was amazing.
Yeah, I've heard of
When
that.
I was there, Butters, that's where.
I've heard about that.
Yeah,
Butters.
in fact, my brother Mark almost took a job as a manager
Wow.
there.
I don't know
So,
where that one is. But
yeah. I think it's over that way.
I'll still take the girlfriend's waffles anytime. I'm telling you, man. Oh, they're like this fat. Oh, they're fluffy.
It's been so long since I've had a pancake or a waffle.
Oh, man, they're
I go to Waffle House now and I get eggs and bacon.
Give me all the
Eggs
eggs
and
and bacon you have.
That's what I do.
I know when you-
give me 3 eggs over hard and 2 orders of bacon.
good. Is it the thin, crispy bacon they still have?
No, it's thick now, but I get it
Oh, it's
like
so salty
cooked
now,
to
though.
death.
You
so
get it
it's-
burnt, huh?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I get it crunchy.
Okay.
I
Let's
want
get
it
it
like
crunched.
I like it ash in my
Yeah,
mouth.
crunchy bacon, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
in your mouth.
Yeah.
Smoking a cigarette backwards.
Yeah. Only tastes like bacon.
No, that's not code. JDM nuggets.
No.
Well,
I almost made the joke, but I decided not to.
That's
not
not
code.
Can I run power
It's not
steering
code.
besides the electronic out of the hybrid?
Go for it.
You can run the electronic power steering out of the hybrid. Grab the hybrid fuse box as well. You have to get the hybrid fuse box, hybrid steering computer as well.
No, I,
Oh, no, he's
And
asking
you can't
about
run the RSX steering rack with electronic power steering. It's got its own rack.
Black Bear Diner. I've heard of that, but haven't been.
Oh yeah, we've
Oh,
been there.
Black Bear Diner gives you so much.
No, he was
food.
asking
Ridiculous.
besides the electronic.
Huh?
He's asking if you run a hydro rack, it sounds like. He said besides the electronic.
Yeah, you can run a hydro rack. You just have to. Then you just have to run a pump, power steering pump.
Yeah, besides the electric.
Or you could do it and then have somebody make you an inline motor for the hydraulic rack.
So here's Chris Wong asking about the 212 Civic SI ECU into a fit.
Yes, we've gone to Black Bear. I'm just sorry. I'm going to address the Black Bear Diner.
Oh,
Now, once a month, on Sunday, I go pick up one meal, and Laura and I split it, and we still have leftovers.
where is that?
There's several
one on
around town.
Baseline.
There's one over on
35th
Elliott.
Avenue baseline,
Yeah.
Elliott and the I-10, or
Elliott,
the
I-10.
Priest or whatever.
There's other ones too.
So they're good Black Bear Diner.
They're average. They're on the better side. Like they're better than like a Denny's or anything like that for
Yeah.
breakfast. But I'd still rather go like Hoosier or oh god, what's the one down here on Hardy?
May West.
Yeah,
May West is good.
yeah.
May West.
We
Or
used to
like
go there all the time.
or like pepper sauce. Like they're the best of the chain
Oh,
breakfast diners
oh,
in
okay.
Phoenix, I'd say.
I'll go to Sonny's. That's really good.
Have you been to Mel's Diner?
Oh yeah, I have.
Where's that?
Yes, you have.
Where's that?
Remember this TV show?
Yeah, Mel's.
Yeah, Mel's. It's on Grand Avenue
Yeah,
South.
oh, that's right. Oh,
Florida.
you're right. Yeah,
Anywhere.
yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Harlow's is my go-to,
Yeah, Harlow's good.
but their prices have gone up too much.
Harlow's-
recently.
Harlow's
That's what I was
expensive and
thinking.
it's so packed all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, if you go there early morning during the week, it's normally not bad. But
Yeah.
but pepper sauce is the place to go, honestly. if
Do
you
they
want
have
good
broken
prices.
yolk here?
All right, let me go real quick.
You
Four-door
say.
Civic, 7th gen Civic, exact wheelbase is CRV. Not exactly the same suspension, so you can't just swap all that stuff straight over. The drive axles are too long. So you would have to do some modifications if you want to run that drivetrain in your 7th gen Civic Si. There are actually some videos on that where there's a young man who did a bunch of work using those parts and stuff like that, kind of showed how to do it. Let me see if I can get his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is, I have it written down in here. Oh my
Liquor
God.
store.
Liquor store.
No, we get that delivered to now.
Gray Built, is that what it was? I think Gray Built, Gray-Built was his YouTube channel. So anyway, he did that on EP3s and RSXs. How would you run a 9th gen Civic electric race with a standalone ECU?
Electric rack.
Electric rack with standalone ECU. So there's a couple companies that make electric racks, electric systems that go on your column. You have to make a bracket for them and stuff like that. And basically, they're running those in limp mode, so to speak, and usually have a rheostat attached to them so you can adjust the resistance on them. There's a couple companies that make them. E-Power Steering is one of them.
No, I just happen to have one right over here.
Actually, there is one right over there.
No, I saw it. It was there even last month, so I was pretty sure it was still gonna be there.
Yeah, we haven't gotten it in yet.
This is basically it. I believe this is modified out of a Prius.
Oh, yeah, it looks like a Prius.
Yeah, and they modify. You send them your rack, and they'll modify it to work with your rack. So
You just have to
this
have-
is
you
for
have-
RDA and
You have
techniques.
power, and then you have a rheostat to control the boost.
Yeah.
For 3 days.
Whatever happened to that rack that I gave you a couple years ago?
Which rack is that?
That from the Prius.
Oh, it's in a box.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's on a shelf actually.
Oh, all right.
In a box on a shelf?
At some point, I'll figure out how to use it.
Okay.
So,
What's
Yeah.
everybody's favorite generation Civic?
what's the best generation?
Favorite.
Your favorite generation.
Favorite
Favorite.
generation.
Doesn't have to be the best. Just the best in your heart.
EF.
Yeah.
I like those little guys.
Yeah, it's
harder
just-
to work,
it's-
harder to work on because there's not much room in them, but I just like them better.
I just like
I
they're
mean, it's
lightweight.
obviously
Lightweight.
They got dual wishbone.
Yeah.
EG. EG.
Yeah, a lot of people like
You got-
EG.
you got the
Because
room.
basically it's
Because you got the room.
basically it's like an Integra. So that
Yeah,
makes
but if I
sense.
was gonna have to buy an EG, I'd just get an EK at that point.
If I was,
Yeah, then you gotta do it. EK style.
I think the EG's. I used to think the EG was way better looking than the EK. Now my taste has kind of changed a little bit.
You've really matured.
The EK looks slightly more modern,
It
like
does.
its light setup and stuff, so it
It
makes
does.
me like it a little more.
And I kind of like the
But I
EG.
still love the split tailgate on the EG. That was my favorite part of that.
Yeah,
Like, if I
that.
could combine like 3 generations of Civic into one, I'd be really happy. Like we did in the early 2000s when we put the wrong taillights on cars. But I'd like to put like an EG tail hatch onto like an EK, so that way I can have a
You
split
do a front end
hatch.
conversion on an EG.
Yeah.
Like the white one in Fast and Furious. Well, it's not. It's EG. It's a Del Sol. Remember the one where he's hitting the switches? He's going.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
got like a Fields body front bumper, but it's got EK headlights.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I also like
But I still
the
prefer.
EK Coupe.
Yeah, the EK Coupe.
I like
pretty
the
good.
99 SI.
Oh my God! I saw a bone stock Survivor EM1 driving today.
Really?
Like all the stuff was peeling off. Like you could tell they just drove it like a normal car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Blue.
yep, Electron Blue Pro.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean,
But
but
honestly-
I still prefer EF. I would love to have an EF sedan.
But honestly, I'll take
And
the DA.
someday, someone will give me one.
I'll
An
take,
EF
I'll take a
sedan?
DA
Yeah.
over
I
an
know
EF.
there's one.
Oh,
Parked
that's
in somebody's-
Integra, man.
Parked in somebody's house.
Yeah,
That's
better
exactly-
Civic.
They never drive it.
Wow.
It's blue. It's got like a light color blue.
Don't tell
Oh,
them
the
that.
pale blue one.
Don't tell them that. We have
Yeah, I got
projects.
30 Honda right now.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
I someday.
we'll trade 15.
Is that an accurate? Is that an accurate count or a ballpark?
That's a ballpark.
Ballpark.
It's
Okay.
actually more than that.
Probably about 38.
But I don't. But it sounds like I'm bragging when I say 38.
30 plus.
27 accord 6-speed won't go into reverse after clutch replacement.
So he said originally, I read his comment before actually I meant to bring it up. Originally he couldn't get 5th and 6th. Then they adjusted like the shifter cables and they could get 5th, 6th, but not reverse out. Sounds like they didn't plug something in maybe in the reverse lockout.
No, because the reverse lockout only works.
Oh, I guess if it wasn't
It
plugged
has
in,
to
it
be
would
powered.
be. Yeah, yeah,
It'll
yeah.
work all the time.
You're right. That's
So
yeah.
what you need to do is you need to get up on top of the transmission where the cables are, and you need to see if you can physically do it with by hand. You know, you can take the cable loose. You know what I mean? See if it goes in by hand. See if it's a problem with the transmission or problem with the cables. But who adjusted it?
Yeah.
Who adjusted it? I didn't think those things were adjustable.
They're not really adjustable.
Let me go back and read this.
Yeah, I don't think they're adjustable.
Let me see what he
I
originally
don't know what
said.
somebody did to adjust them, but that BS.
Hold on, hold on.
Of course, Josh says EF.
Yes.
Like
Josh.
2017 Core 2-liter turbo 6-speed manual after changing clutch transmission will go into 5th, 6th, or reverse after adjusting shift cables. Yeah, 5th and 6th is good, but still no reverse.
I don't know how you would adjust the cables.
So what
Routing,
happens is
maybe.
the shifter, when it goes over to the right, that's how you get the 5th and 6th and the reverse. So obviously something is restricting its movement to the
Going
right.
all
So
the way
it's
over
not
to the right.
it reverses over and down.
Right.
So which means that the lever goes forward. It does not.
Well, no, I don't recall here.
Is it the
I'll
same as
tell
the
you.
Over and
L15s?
down,
I'll tell you if they're pulling it, but
which means
yeah,
that
they're all the same.
it goes over and down, and it pulls up. It like when you push it over like that, it pulls up the lever or something
Where's the shifter?
on the transmission.
I was gonna say, there's one in my car that you can see.
Well, oh yeah, I could have. You're right. Okay, so it's pulling the cable.
So it's pulling the cable.
So it's pulling on the cable. So what happens is if you push it all the way over to the right, you should see something getting pulled inside the transmission. Look and see if there's something physically restricting it from going back any further, or if there's something loose that's causing that. Pulling shouldn't.
And the other thing too is when you pull it over, doesn't it pull up something on the transmission to allow it to go into reverse? rather than,
So what that, when that pulls, it raises and lowers.
yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
It raises and lowers something.
Yes,
So you may or may not be able to see that on a K20C. I think that I think it's internal on those.
okay.
He
But-
said there were two nuts on the cable, 14 millimeter and 9/16. Backed them apart, and that's when he got 5th and 6th to work.
Two nuts on the
It
cable.
sounds to me like they might have stretched the cable or something when they were.
Maybe it's like improperly routed back to
Could
it.
be possibly
Something,
improperly
yeah.
routed. But basically, you need to have somebody sit in the car and move the lever all the way over to the right and see what's happening inside there.
Right.
And then take your hand physically and push it and see if it pushes a little bit further. But if the cable is too long, then it's not going to pull that far enough. is
Far
what's
enough,
gonna
far
happen.
enough to go in.
So I need to shorten the cable.
Yeah, okay.
So I wonder if they damaged or something.
Hey, it's Brandon Welsh.
What's up, Brendan?
I was going to,
This guy asked, "What's since
Hey, Brandon.
Bud GG's in the background?" He goes, "What's going on, Bud GG?" It's just hanging out.
It's
Right at the moment, just hanging out. I mean, we've been
In case
so
the
busy at
ceiling
work trying to get
leaks.
caught up with stuff. So,
Or we're looking. Is it gonna go back to whatchamacallit this year, or technically January?
it is. By the way, the next event is when is it? May?
No, I thought we were talking about Southwest Speed Fest. 'Cause
Yeah, it got moved.
I thought it was in January.
Oh, that's when it is, January.
they moved
You got moved to 2026 instead of being.
26.
Yeah, it got moved back to January instead of September. So the idea is to get it ready for that. The idea is to put a totally different motor in it with a better turbo in it. So that's going to get a much better turbo. It should fix it.
See you later,
Yeah.
JDM Nuggets.
Later, nuts. Day drinking.
So yeah. And honestly, I need to get all the parts for it for the aero and stuff. All those RD ones coming out. The
Oh, it's
RD1
cute.
mounts are all cut. We just need to put them on the. We need to bend a bunch of sets, weld a bunch of sets, and put them on the website.
So we need to catch up with back orders.
Yeah, we're catching up with back orders.
We're making a real concerted effort to catch up with back orders
Yeah.
lately.
We want to not be 4 to 6 weeks behind anymore. We want to be 2 to
Of
3
lead
weeks
time.
behind. A week would be amazing. But we want to be 2 to 3 weeks behind.
yeah, right.
Yeah. What'd you say? Watch it.
Lead time.
Lead time.
Lead time.
Yeah. Yeah, they're actually done. They just haven't been able to put them up. And I mean, they're not. They need to be bent. They need to be welded. They need to be powdered.
They're not in production yet. Yeah, they're
They're
ready to
prototype. They're finalized. They're just not sitting on the shelf ready to go.
Do we have authorized?
January 31st. Thank you very much. That's when that event is.
And Babe is 8 weeks behind currently, so we're doing better.
The rest of the world's always been metric.
Hey,
Well, that's not really true. I guess for the last several hundred years.
we have some metric kilometer an hour road signs down when you get really close to Mexico.
When you get close to Mexico or to Canada.
Yep. Do we have authorized sellers on eBay? Or are those scams? Yes, they're real. Correct. I mean, it's not us, but we have other people. We have dealers of ours that sell on eBay.
Yeah, but you can check on the Hassport website.
Yeah, if they're a dealer
Dealers.
of dealers. Yes, we do have some dealers that sell on Facebook. We can check on our website to see if they're one of our authorized dealers.
Yeah.
I was looking for you to answer that, Mr. Hitchy.
And
Well, I think the only person that does it, there's 2, I think, that do it.
Yeah, I think we have 2 or 3 at least.
Yeah. Oh, probably 3. There's GHB USA, there's,
Do they sell on eBay?
I think they do. And, what was the name of the Zanjuan?
Yes, and Good Trust.
And Good Trust, yeah. Those are
think
the ones
there's-
that
I
know
think
off the
there's a-
top of my head.
Yeah.
And there might be a couple others.
But you can check the
Innovative was 8
website.
weeks behind currently, so you're doing better. That's crazy. Hey, go down a little bit, let's check some stuff out. I missed a couple ones, there was a couple of, M-Doom, oh wait, here we go, 92, Civic Hatch, P16 swap, K-Tune, BD shifter, Hassport Lincoln. So the K-Tune shifter, you need to look and make sure that when it goes down, that's not causing the levers to bind, because the levers have kind of bends on to go around the catalytic converter. So by putting a short shifter on it, it may be putting them in such a position that they might be binding. So look Make sure they're not touching each other when they do. If they do, you might need to add a little bend in somewhere to get them to clear better. And also make sure they're not like grinding on the exhaust or grinding on the tunnel. So anyway, they're basically a fairly close copy of the 96 Civic shift linkage. So having certain short shifters, it may cause them to touch somewhere where they shouldn't. And you can fix that by straightening a bend slightly or adding a bend somewhere else. When's the next Cars and Coffee down there? We're going to do that in September. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about the memo.
You didn't
Basically,
qualify for the text.
It was like real short notice, and I did actually mean to call you. You were on my list. I just
His phone broke.
You're very
no,
forgettable.
it wasn't that.
He was
It was just stupidity on my part. I would like run into people and I'm like, oh yeah. So, and I just totally forgot to call you. So in September, we're gonna do one, and I think we're gonna call it Cars and Cold Brew. So, because this is Arizona.
It'll still be hot.
Hot coffee sucks
Yeah.
when it's gonna be 90 degrees at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
So, but anyway, got a jet. We'll see you later.
Hi, Mims.
Mike.
Oh, hey, what's up, Dav?
Yeah, you can come over. In fact, come over on Tuesday night if you want.
We're gonna see
You're
Dav
back
next
in
month.
You're back in a month. So
I'm not gonna be here. Well,
Huh?
I'll be here for one night.
One night. Oh yes, won't do it. Yeah, we're going
Go to Germany.
to Germany.
Going to Germany.
Germany.
Right.
Next
So,
month.
And we're
did
just
you
gonna see
right?
Dav
Next
and
Don't be saying that over there.
Yeah, I know.
You
Why?
go-
They're saying that again over there.
And then they get arrested.
Yeah.
No,
we're
we're
not
not
doing
doing
that.
that.
When are you going to Germany?
The 21st. Is that what it is?
I think the 24th.
24th.
Okay.
24th
Yeah.
to the 29th.
We're gonna go
Nürburgring?
Nürburgring. There's a Honda event there.
Yeah.
Mims.
Yeah.
Mims.
Mims.
He's in the chat. Dav's in the chat.
Mims
Honda
meet in Nürburgring, which is like really big, huge deal. So
It's gonna be really cool because I've only seen the videos and pictures of it. And it looks epic.
Are you gonna get?
It does look
Are you
good.
gonna make sure you get a ride around the place?
with Misha Schauder, who is a YouTuber that does hot laps in people's cars.
Oh,
But he bought a Civic, an EK Civic with a K-Swap.
oh,
So we're gonna ride with him.
okay. Make sure you wear a helmet.
Oh, somebody just asked if there would be a ride along with him.
Yep. That is the plan.
Make sure he doesn't. One
Go down, I
section
think
where he
Mim's
lifts
there.
up and
Mim just made a comment.
Let's see. Oh, he waved.
Go down, go down, go down.
Praying hands.
Wait.
Can't wait.
Wait back at him.
Oh wait, do it like this.
Which direction you want me to go? Go downwards?
Yeah.
Downward dog.
There you go. Now it's
There we go.
now it's up there.
Yes, he's got a coupe.
He has an EG coupe. Oh, that's right, EG coupe.
Yeah, we're gonna fix his swap.
We're gonna
'Cause
fix
it's
the
got those
swap
other
with
mounts in it.
passport mounts in it. It should be a blast.
July, huh?
Is there still a Honda Challenge scene by us? Not really.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of Hondas at the track lately.
Yeah.
Not here.
No. You know,
Vulcan
it's,
Alpha is his company, I believe.
Yeah.
What's that?
Misha's company.
It's called what?
Vulcan Alpha.
Woken Alpha.
Vulcan.
Vulcan.
Alpha.
Vulcan Alpha.
Yeah.
Oh.
oh.
Although maybe in Germany it's Vulcan.
Yeah, it'll be a great
Because it's
time.
a V.
Looking forward to it, Dad. It should be amazing. We went once before to a MIMS event at Santa Pod. Was it Santa Pod?
Yeah.
Yes,
And that thing was crazy cool.
So you
Yeah,
got,
it was
Incredible watching those guys.
So
And this
it
one's
was-
going to be
so sick.
this is only a month out.
European modified Honda.
It's only a month out. You
Yeah.
got your passports.
Yeah.
Wait, what's
Yeah, we got
passport
passport.
for?
Yeah.
We need those?
Oh yeah. And you got to have that new visa.
Yeah, in
You
the
got to have that
40s.
new visa thing.
Visa.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
visas with
Oh yeah.
Not to Germany.
Yes, sir. They
Well,
just
we-
the,
what
did they announce
the
it?
European Union started that a while ago.
Probably wouldn't
You
Trump.
better check into it.
We did check
We
into
did
it. It
check
said
into
we
it.
didn't need a visa.
Okay, I would check into it again.
I'll check into it again.
Yeah. So they started that thing a while ago. You got to pay like $17 or something.
$17? What the fuck?
Whatever it is.
Ugh.
Just, I want to make sure you don't get over there and they say, nope, we're sending you back.
When we went on the website, which was with Lufthansa,
Yeah.
there was,
Well, okay, I understand that, but I would
so
check.
anyway, I'll go through it.
Check
I'll go
with
through
the,
it all. I'll check it.
check with the State Department just to make sure.
I will check it.
I had a joke about the 40s in there, but never mind.
It was good about the what?
The
I wish there
40s
was
in
a
there.
Honda Challenge in Arizona too.
The 40s.
We should do our own pinks
The
event.
40s
Yeah.
and 1940s.
That would be a kind of fun,
Pinks,
except
bet
for
on
Honda's
Nino
car.
lessons back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
What if we
We have
have?
a great T-shirt you can bring
What
with you
color
if you
are?
want.
What color are the? Are they pink still in Arizona?
Pink slips? No.
What are they?
They're white. They're beige.
No, it's the back of your registration you sign off on. Oh no, well yeah, they're beige.
Oh, so we just got beiges.
Yeah.
Beiges.
Lose your race, lose your ride.
Lose your ride.
Beiges.
We're racing for beige.
Well, I saw Robert posted the thing about pinks
Yeah.
today.
Oh,
Oh, did he?
He
Yes.
said you were a killer. He's like, oh, he's vicious. He's out there negotiating so hard. You guys know he's nice,
Yeah.
Brian. Huh? He's
Talk about
he's
Rick-
like,
Dude, I almost killed the guy.
Richardson?
No.
Richard.
Rich Christensen.
No.
Christensen. Okay.
Rich.
Christian.
Rich Christensen.
Okay.
I already told you my Rich Christensen stories.
I'm sure you did.
Okay.
It's been a while though. So you gotta retell these stories like every 4 or 5 years.
Okay, I'll retell this one.
Well, I heard
He
like
does
2
that
years
more
ago.
often.
I do that. You're not here enough.
Oh yeah, you ought to check out Robert's IG post because he talks about when he was like on things, and then he talked about how you were negotiating, and
Okay.
Right.
Dude, I was like,
you're like, I'm gonna ask for twice as much. That way, they'll let me get what I actually want.
Isn't that just basic? Isn't that just basic
That's
negotiation?
negotiation 101. Yeah.
well, but here's what I did
That's
that
what I
I think
wanted.
worked really well. Here's what I did that I think worked really well. They have these guys that are like facilitators that are part of the show that they put with each of the teams so they can try to get you to come
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
I took my guy and just freaking hammered him with all these facts about the other guy's car because they had actually taken it out, drove it in. I knew the history on the car, how fast it was. Naturally aspirated was faster than our car. So I was just like, I can't believe they brought this car. It was
It's
this
flying
fast,
left and
naturally
right.
aspirated, now it's turbocharged, it's way fast. So I had him convinced that they were going to screw us. So he was so on my side, it wasn't even funny. So when
And to
we
be
went
fair
into
though, they did come
negotiations-
in
Wasn't this supposed
way
to be like
over
an
the
11-second car?
Huh?
Wasn't it supposed to be like 11-second car?
Supposed to be mid 11-second cars, which is what we were. We were running like 11-second H22 on nitrous.
Yeah.
So, and I just negotiated that to just the worst outcome possible. And so we wound up giving the car back to the other team and redoing it.
Giving the car back.
Yeah, we
That
won
was
their
season
car.
finale.
You won their car.
And Rich Christian was like, I can't use this. This is horrible. This didn't work out well. It was just a joke.
The car itself or the?
No, the
No,
whole
the
Yeah, the
episode.
episode.
the episode.
Oh.
was
And I
basically
said,
useless.
to him, what if I give him the car back and we have a rematch? He's like, you do that? I go, yeah. He goes, I'll make that the 1 hour special for season 2.
Oh.
And I'm like, sweet.
Okay.
So we gave him the car back and we raced again. And this time we turbocharged our motor and they did a shit ton of improvements to their car and made it much faster too.
Of course they did.
So it was like, we came back and we were probably a mid 10-second car, maybe a low 10-second. They were probably a mid 9-second car when we came back. So once again, I negotiated the shit out of it.
Okay, yeah,
So-
all right.
But it was crazy.
We need to hang that hood up.
Yeah,
We sold the hood from that car.
yeah, we sold it.
You sold the hood.
No,
We
we
still
still
have
have
the
the hood.
Oh.
The car crashed at the end? You know the story?
No, I don't know.
You never seen
So-
the Pinks
I've never
episode?
seen that episode. I don't-
So
I didn't
what
watch that
happened
stuff.
was in the show when we came back for the rematch on the very first launch, they did a little wheelie and I watched their wheelie bar not work properly and I'm like going,
Back off.
oh my God, I don't want them to have a wheelie bar because I don't want them to launch that hard because
Yeah.
they're rear wheel drive, we're front wheel drive. So
Yeah.
I'm like, so the first thing I negotiated, yeah, we'll race you heads up, but you got to take your wheelie bar off because I don't want you launching that hard.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Volkswagen Bug.
Oh,
Turbo.
It was an old Bug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so they take the wheelie bar off, which is great because now they can't come out of the hole as hard.
Right.
So that the first race that they won. The second race, pretty sure they pedaled, but we won. They weren't able to launch as hard. We won.
Okay.
And then the next race, I don't remember the next one was for all the money. Did they only do 3 or did we do 5?
It's best 3 out of 5, I thought.
Was it best 2 out of 3?
I don't remember on that episode.
Yeah.
Because I know
It
on
was
some
3 out
that
of,
they
I want to
did.
say it's 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think they won more
So
than
it went
3
back and
passes.
forth, but on the final race, we were like 2-2.
Okay.
On the final race, they went hard. They pulled a big old wheelie,
Yeah.
and they had to get out of it.
Uh-huh.
And when they got out of it, they kind of slammed down kind of hard.
Yeah.
And we're like taking off, and they're like running us down. They're like getting ready to catch us. And then about a little past 2/3 track, the left front wheel seized on the Volkswagen.
Left front wheel seized.
Seized. The bearing seized.
Jeez.
So
'cause
probably from slamming down.
Yeah, right.
So he went across the track, barely missing us in the
Like
back,
nose
and
first.
nosing into the wall at about $1.20.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, oh my God, I killed the guy. That's all I could think of.
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
so we just all run down to the end of the track, and he was alive and stuff.
okay. Did the car roll or anything, or just?
No, just hit it hard. And it was funny because Rich's brother was standing right there, and you see the car go wham into the thing, and on video, and then you see Rich's brother react,
Dive out of the way.
dive out of the way.
Oh.
So he would have just got smashed if it had went,
Oh,
or if any parts had gone over.
Oh.
But anyway,
And
so
Rich would have been pissed at you.
yeah, maybe. So I have no idea what his relationship with his brother was.
All right.
But anyway, yeah, it was crazy. But it was weird because, and we won the car, and again, I gave it back to them.
You kept the hood.
We kept the hood. I gave it back to them because what happened was, when we were negotiating the very first time,
Uh-huh.
I had read on the internet that they were going to take, if they won, they were going to take both cars, auction them off, and donate the money to Hurricane Katrina relief.
Okay.
So I'm like going,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
we're going to have to do the same thing.
Sure.
So, and then when it came time to ask what we're going to do with the car,
Uh-huh.
they asked me first. And
Oh.
I said, oh yeah, we're going to take the winnings and auction them off, and we're going to donate it to the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, which totally took the steam out of their sales, because now they're looking like copycats when it was me that was copying them,
Oh.
which was like,
No.
so,
What a dick.
so it was a dick move, no doubt. I was an ass. So anyway, but in the end, they had crashed the car. So I talked to him. I said, if I give you back the car, will you rebuild it and auction it off? And then we'll auction ours off, and we'll split the money half and half. And
To
each of us will, in both things.
Yeah.
So we did that for the end of it, and it was crazy because I knew the Volkswagen would go for more than the Honda did because Volkswagens were
Yeah.
so popular. But anyway, they rebuilt it. They got like 30 grand. We got like 10 grand. So 20 grand went to each
That's good.
charity. So it worked out really well for me, and it worked out okay for them because they didn't really lose their car.
Yeah. Right.
And so in the end, it was okay. But then I was doing this radio interview with Rich and some other guy, some guy who worked for Rich, who did these things. And Rich got fucking seriously mad at me during the interview because I was not like, I don't know what I was doing wrong. I don't think I was thanking Rich enough for the opportunity and stuff like that. I was just kind of talking like,
Oh.
yeah, well, this is, this is what I did, this is how I did it, this is what I did. I was being me,
Yeah.
which is kind of,
Yeah.
exactly.
Thin ice.
Kind of stupid. So he got really mad at me
During the interview.
during the interview,
Oh.
and he was basically telling me I was ungrateful, and I was like, our editing made you look great, and I'm like, whoa, what am I doing
Well, if
wrong?
it
I'm,
wasn't
like
for,
freaking out.
yeah, easy to remind them though. Like if it isn't for the people actually laying their cars on the line, you don't get a show anyway. So
Yeah,
like,
but
calm
I
down.
didn't say that. I just said, whoa. And then, he calmed down the rest of the time. But the next time I saw him was at SEMA. And I was standing there with Jeff Racer, who also lost a car there and also was a driver in our second time around.
Oh, Jeff
Scott
was?
Byers drove the first time. Jeff did
Yeah.
the second time. We teamed up with him
Oh.
because he wanted to get another chance at it.
Yeah,
So
okay.
he turbocharged the car. But
Yeah.
anyway, so Jeff owns Full Race for those of you back at home. So anyway, so we're sitting there. Rich comes out and he's talking friendly to Jeff, and I'm trying to say hi to him, and he just like you know, barely gives me time of day and walks off. And I'm like, oh, he's still mad. So then he starts this new show called Pink's All Out. I want to get on Pink's All Out. So I'm like, I need to make friends. So the next year I'm at SEMA again. And I'm looking for Rich to make friends. So I like walk around the thing and I see him and he's talking to Rutledge Wood. Remember Rutledge at the time was the new host of
The speed thingy, whatever it was.
Top Gear?
Top Gear USA.
Top Gear USA, yeah.
Top Gear USA. So
Yeah.
he's sitting there talking to him. So I'm standing there waiting for them to finish so I can go apologize to Rich and get on his good side again. So basically suck up to him. So I'm sitting there waiting for him, and then Josh Jaco, who used to be one of the editors of Sport Compact Car, walks up to me. And I'm like, hey Josh, how's it going? Good, good, good. I'm like, what you doing now? And he goes, oh, I'm one of the executive producers on Top Gear. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he goes, hey, somebody wants to meet you. I went, oh, okay. He goes, you're gonna be here for a while? Yeah, I'll stay right here. So I'm sitting there watching him go. And Rich is talking to Rutledge, and Josh goes up to me and goes, I can't wait anymore, I'm gonna go talk to him. So he was walking up there, and he turns to Rutledge Wood, and he goes, Rutledge, I got Brian Gillespie right here. And Rutledge turns around and looks at me and goes, oh my God, Brian Gillespie, like this. And I'm like, what the fuck?
no, then Rich-
What's going on?
'cause Rich is-
Rich goes like this.
He just walks off.
And I was like, it's
It's not your fault.
that screwed that over.
I guess I'm not going
But,
to show.
but apparently Rutledge was, he's a Honda guy from way back, but he's a car guy generally.
Yeah.
He had this really cool, like 83 Civic with a B-swap. Anyway, he used to be on Honda Tech all the time, and I used to go on that, you know, discussion forum. And, but anyway, it was hilarious. So, and Rutledge turned out to be a really good guy. One time he came over to the shop and he brought,
Company.
he brought Kyle Petty with him, you know, and we were hanging out in the shop, and he and I were driving around the V6 CRX, and we were like giggling like schoolgirls, you know, ripping up and down the street on it. And Kyle was like, I don't really care about it.
He liked my CRX.
He did like,
No,
yeah, it was
he
fully
don't-
caged.
He doesn't like street cars.
He doesn't.
He
likes-
only likes
he only
race
likes
cars.
race cars.
He liked
He
that
liked
race
your-
car. He
he
liked my
liked your
CRX
CRX.
back when it was together.
Yeah, so that's true.
Yeah, he liked anything that was a complete race car, but he didn't like modified street cars. He didn't care for it.
No, he didn't care
believe
for
in
it. Yeah, he didn't like going fast. Yeah, he's like, race cars is where it's at.
Yeah.
But anyway,
He had really great
he was a
stories,
super nice
though.
guy. He was a
Super,
great
super
guy.
nice. Yeah.
Super nice guy. Came,
And loved that we made parts, everything like that.
Yeah.
Was interested in how
yeah,
we
interested in what we did.
did.
Yeah.
You know.
But anyway, it was hilarious.
Oh.
It was just fun.
Jeff is Jeff.
Anyway,
That's the whole story.
Yes.
that's the whole story. That's my
Uh,
Rich Christian story.
Yeah.
It's going to be in our magazines, too.
Okay.
Jeff has a
But there's
question.
only like 60 people here. Versus,
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff has a question for you.
What's that?
I have a B18C. Jeff.
Our Jeff.
Yeah. I assume. That's
Yeah.
why he's clarifying.
Jiffy said.
Jiffy said?
Yeah. I have a B18C for my track EK, but I'm debating if I should go K instead since the car is already torn apart. But you K swap the move. My B series is a built motor.
The K is gonna be faster, period.
A
So,
lot less work.
and
So
it's a
the-
lot less work to be fast.
Yeah. Right.
And they'll shift less.
You'll see.
And they'll shift less.
K24 is shift less. Yeah. If you run a K24 in it, if you find, if you.
The initial
Says-
cost.
Yeah.
The initial cost of the K swap will be a little bit higher, obviously, but
Yeah.
the long run, it'll be easier to find parts for,
Yeah.
easier to fix and rebuild things,
Yeah.
That'll be faster.
and it'll be faster.
And you can sell your B18C, built B18C for good money.
Yes.
Those things are bank right now.
Okay, so here's someone. So the K24Z3 is going the way of the Dodo. What does that mean?
Why assume off a cliff?
No, extinct.
Well,
I mean,
what do you
in
mean,
terms
like
of
you
you
can't
can't
find
find
them
them or something. I mean, isn't the Z3 the first year?
No.
No, K24
This is-
Z3 is like the
06 to 11.
9th gen SI.
Is this the same gentleman that had the K24 Z3 earlier in the
Fitz
Series E?
Thompson? I think so.
In the Series E? Because if it is, that's why he's saying it's going the way of the Dodo.
oh.
So, yeah. I mean,
Oh, okay.
The EP3 SI is not that good an engine, so you want a K24 A2 or a JDM K24 motor or something like that. That's what you want. And the electronics are so much easier that way. they're not a pain in the ass. Because you just use a 2006 to 11 SI wiring harness and that ECU with a Flash Pro or a K-tuner V2. So yeah, that makes it easy.
So you see this one, I got a K24A2 head, and I want to put it on the K24A1 block,
Because
Which
cheap.
is a CRV
like
engine.
what we did with the
Yeah.
GG.
Yeah, you'll be slightly under 200 horsepower because that's kind of low compression, but it's still a good choice.
Is there anything else that they need to do? Like, it's the head gaskets match up perfectly. Like,
Yeah,
it's not-
basically what you need to swap on there is you just basically need a head gasket, and then you need an intake manifold that works with it, which probably should be like an RSX intake manifold. I'm sure somebody's selling one, or you can get an RBV or RBC manifold bolted on. So, yeah.
Mr. 51 wants to say, let's talk about why Brian never ages.
He does age. He's got lots more wrinkles now than he used
Dude,
to.
I'm low skinned and everything else.
Mean.
I just act young.
Yeah, you just act like
I just act young. I wear sexy underwear, okay? That's what keeps me young.
It works.
Yeah. Nobody can see it, but I feel it.
Imagine if we had shots.
It would be ugly.
That's why I stay sober, to keep you guys in line.
VTEC Academy. Should I do an all-wheel drive Series E? So this
No,
is
VTEC Academy should do an all-wheel drive series.
Oh, should do an all. Yeah.
We were going to.
Believe me, I've thought about it. The
Six
big
years ago,
issue
we
is
were
the
gonna do
subframe.
the Gymkhana Grid
Oh,
CRT.
back then,
Yeah.
that was before
You see, they brought
reality.
that back.
Did they really?
Well, I forget what they call it, but it's on Hoonigan, and they have like Travis Pastrana,
Oh,
Chris Forsberg,
Right.
and then also regular
The
dudes
regular people?
like,
Dude, I want to do.
but
I
like
wanna
they
do
have
it.
insane cars and
What is
Bill.
that on again?
I want to do an RSX for that.
What did they do? Who?
Gymkhana Grid.
Oh, Jim kind of grid. Oh.
I
Yeah.
forget what they call it now. I think it's Gymkhana, but they're like it's back.
Nice.
Oh.
It's
So we get like the original Gymkhana from the 60s where you had like
Shot,
hard
shot,
unchanged
shot.
tires.
Another $20.
Shots.
We're gonna have to bring shots next time.
Boy.
We'll have to do it at the house.
Oh,
We'll call
my
y'all a
God.
Waymo.
Oh my gosh, we're doing it at the house.
You'll have
and-
to do it in the house before, yeah. Because not down here at work.
Is there a way to get the live stream slightly delayed so we can bleep stuff that doesn't need to be said?
Waymo. Yeah.
Any tips for launching 270 wheel horsepower EP3?
Yes.
14 flat, my builder says it should be way lower.
Oh yeah.
My 6 foot is terrible. Slicks.
Yeah.
Slicks and really stiff suspension bushings for the front lower control arms.
Sphericals.
So, stiffer amount too. Waymo.
270 horsepower, 14
Waymo.
flat. Huh? Oh.
Problem is, we have to
Okay.
Waymo 2 work so we can Waymo back home
What,
again.
what kind of mile an hour are you getting at 14 flat?
Yeah, actually, that's a good question.
Well, that's how his tuner's saying it should be a lot faster.
Well-
I'm sure he's got a pretty high mile an hour.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
his
kinda-
60
kinda
foot time is
curious.
horrible.
The 60 foot time's probably.
Yeah.
too-
Sounds
because
like we're
that's-
having the
because
CRX family
unless
at
you're
the next
running
live
it,
stream.
unless you're, the problem with it, he had an EP3, right?
One
Yeah.
of
The problem with
103.
the EP3 is the front brakes are so big you can't run a small rim, so you don't have a lot of sidewall on your tire. You might be running a 15 inch, you can run a 15-inch tire,
Yeah.
but still,
Well, no, on an EP3, on a base EP3, it's the 10.5-inch brakes. You can get a 13-inch
you can
slick.
put a 13-inch wheel on it.
Yeah.
That would be the key, is run
Yeah.
a 13-inch wheel with a decent sidewall,
Yeah.
and
If it's a
Yeah.
4-bolt, well, I guess you could do it with a 5-bolt too, but 4-bolt EP3 typically.
And then you get to work on breaking other stuff.
103 says
Yeah.
drop speed.
it'll bring the whiskey.
Oh.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to bring, we'll have to bring
14
Josh
flat
back
at
next time.
103. Yeah,
That'll be August though, Josh,
speed's
not
really not
Jan-
that
July.
high.
July, we're gonna
Sounds like it's spinning
probably
the whole
live
way.
from
Yeah,
Germany.
because
Uh,
14 flat is normally is about 100 miles an hour. That's about what it is. So it doesn't.
Oh,
sound-
it's the face. It's a 5-bolt front end. Or 5-bolt. It's the later
Five-bolt.
EP3.
It's a later EP3. Okay.
5-bolt. Yeah, I don't know why I said 5-bolt. Oh, because he said
Yeah,
it.
well, it is a 5-bolt.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 15-inch tire, so that's gonna
Time
gonna hurt your.
Well, you can.
But you need a slick. You need a wide enough
You need a
slick.
slick.
Wide enough tire, wide enough slick.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron Amonte, how does a K-swap immobilizer work? Well, on like a RSX, you basically have a chip inside your key, that talks to a transponder that surrounds your ignition, which then in turn goes back and talks to the ECU, probably through the multiplex, and it tells the ECU that yes, this is the right key for this car, and it allows the fuel pump to continue running rather than just its priming. So that's how it works on those cars. Works differently on later model cars. On later model cars, there's actually an MICU, or the multiplex itself is receiving the signal, and it actually then in turn tells the ECU whether or not it can turn on.
Right.
So anyway,
So you asked about the IMA.
What?
What's
Integrated motor system. So did the IMA question get asked earlier?
I don't remember seeing it.
I don't remember seeing that. Ask it again. When was the last time each of you guys were on track? Oh my God, it's been a while for me. So drag racing a few months ago, I raced the
V6 drag car.
raced the V6 drag car, did like a mid 10
Oh,
second.
down in Tucson.
Yeah, down Tucson. That was during the donut event.
You were faster than them,
Huh?
right? Were you faster than them?
I was faster than they were. Faster than the Mustangs. Anyway, so we actually have built a road racing car here recently that we're hoping to bring out. It's breaking up at higher RPM though, so I'm not sure what's up with that.
Last time I was on a track was out at AMP,
I'll let you know.
several years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's gone.
Last time I went drag racing, I was 16. Never did again. It was the most boring thing I'd ever done in my life. I won.
Yeah.
I have a 100% win rate drag racing.
Why continue?
Why to continue?
I've
Perfect.
accomplished that.
Well,
I've accomplished
Good to go.
that. I beat somebody famous drag racing. I do not need to do it again. And there's video evidence.
Who was that famous person?
Big Mike.
Oh,
you beat
I
Big
beat
Mike?
him in my B16 Sierra
Oh, that's
back in the
right.
day.
Oh my God.
And he was driving his Prelude.
Oh, was it?
To be fair, it was an unprepped 8th mile at the front strip of Willow Springs.
Yeah, sure.
But we did it once, and after that, I said, I never want to drag race again. It's like the boring part of going onto an actual road course.
Yeah. It's like a big straight.
Well,
It's like a
yeah.
big straight.
And I admittedly never wanted to put the money into a car to like actually make drag racing fun and entertaining fast.
Yeah.
Just my thing, you know. But yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably, so there's an endurance race coming up in
How about we just go do some fun track
March 2026. So I need to start hitting the track again so I can get ready for that.
Endurance race. Where?
At Podium Club.
Oh, okay.
So it's a 12-hour race. We were just talking today. Well, that's what we built the TSX for,
Yeah.
the J-Swap TSX. So I think that'd be a
Yeah,
blast.
originally it was gonna be for 25 hours at Thunder Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Killed that.
yeah, we killed that because I was talking to one
Well,
of
they
the
killed it,
engineers
yeah.
at Honda, and he said the transmissions don't like to last that long. They just last 25 hours, and I don't want to.
So 12 hours is going to be.
Yeah, so I don't want to bring two transmissions and change
Yeah.
it in the middle of the race.
Right.
'Cause my shit's not
That's
brand
not.
new like
That's
theirs
not the
is.
way to win.
Yeah.
Having to change transmissions.
He was actually really helpful with a lot of his information. So,
So
You should bring a spare one anyway.
we'll have to talk about that because
No, just pack it in.
12-hour race. I don't know how long the brakes are going to last.
okay, so
Maybe it's
Lando,
more
when you're
coolant.
doing K-swap and Series D, how's one get rid of all of the
something
IMA
else
faults?
too, I think. You got to change your pads. There's no way the pads are going to last
Piece
12
of
hours.
black
Mine
vinyl.
not heavy. For sure.
Actually,
That's it. That's what I was about to say.
I think somebody came up with an electronic device to take care of those things. I'm not really sure what the deal is with that.
Did you get that email?
That's something, yeah, electrical tape. I think somebody came up with a solution for that. I need to do some more research into that because I was just driving around the CRZ that we did the K24 swap recently and looking at all the stuff that was lighting up on that dash.
All the stuff that was lit up.
And two things happened when I drove the CRZ. Number one was I went, holy shit, I need a CRZ with a K24 I can drive around.
Like,
So fun.
like
Oh,
Ken's.
it's so
I
nice.
like Ken's, exactly. I was driving Ken's car
Oh, you're driving Ken's?
Yeah.
With all the lights on?
with all the lights on. So now, and the other thing is, I was looking at all the lights going, I think I read or heard about somebody coming up with a solution for that, so I need to do some research
He
on
was
that.
supposed to have emailed you. He talked to me at Honda Cars and Coffee the other time, last time.
That guy did who fixed it?
Yes.
That's where we talked to him. I knew we talked to somebody
He
about
said
it.
he was supposed to send you an email.
I
'Cause
will,
I talked to him.
I will go through my email.
It's like an Arduino, like
Because
a plug-in
it's
thing.
not
That just,
Arduino. There's
it
a-
just kills it. It doesn't get anything working.
Apparently, a whole bunch of people have emailed me recently, and none of it's gotten through. So I don't know if the spam filter's picking it up or what's going on. So I need to jump in
I
there.
think he was on some of our chats too. So if you're in here tonight, but I don't think you are.
Okay.
So,
I'm sorry, I don't remember your
so
name.
the CRZ's got a multiplex,
Yes, it
It's
does.
got a lot of things.
Yeah.
so that's where all the lights are on.
Yeah. Well,
Wheel.
no, it's looking for.
Steering
Yeah,
wheel,
it's
right?
supposedly
It's
communicating with
That's what I mean, it's,
IMA.
it's
and-
looking for stuff,
yeah,
and
exactly.
it's not there,
And it's not
through
there.
the multiplex, and
Yeah.
so you gotta do
Yeah,
something to.
they all have. Yeah, starting in 2001, the Hondas all have multiplexes.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah.
that CAN communication thing,
Yes, I'm still interested in a Accord wagon, but I've got so many cars.
yeah.
Unless it runs, drives, and is mint and white and already manual, we're not interested in.
I don't care if it's manual.
I do, because that's the only way we're going to drive it around for now until we do something with it. And we're not buying any cars if we can't do something with them now. That's fine. That's my opinion.
He's not. You can talk to him. I have a first-gen CRX with a B20, nice, that has a P8R head. I think it's worth it to build that head or VTEC head swap it. I would VTEC head swap it.
Depends how much horsepower you want.
Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, how much horsepower? I mean, the P8R head, fine, you're gonna have the
Fit, the bridge line, all
What's a
that stuff.
P8R
Here's-
head, is that the B series?
just a newer, not a VTEC head.
No, but just a B, just
A B series head.
series
Yeah.
head. Okay.
Yeah, I would just do a,
Yeah, I think you're right.
yeah, I would just do a VTEC head. But then again, I have VTEC heads, so I would just pull something off the shelf and throw on them. Yeah, 20 wheel horsepower difference between
Yeah.
the VTEC and non-VTEC V20.
Well, the fit's gone.
The fifth gun? That sounded way
Was
too
it-
crispy to me.
No, that's really when I opened the door. It sounds
Oh,
like sounds
was
like
it
a
super-
inline six or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I say,
something.
but I say it was the Subaru guy down there.
Are you guys scrapping the plan you had a while ago to build a turbo K23.4? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I know Budget G, yes, Budget G has a new plan, but I'm not scrapping the idea to do a K23, K24. And the reason is I would like to do it on more of a passenger car. Specifically, what I'd like to do it on is a CRV, although on Carter CRV, we're gonna do a normal K series with a turbo.
So, what exactly are you gonna do? K24 lower end with the K23 head,
Right.
built-in turbo?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I want to do
And figure
fairly
out
high
how to get that.
compression, E85, and I want to do, and I'm not sure what I want to put it in, but I want to, basically the engine in the EG's got to come out, so it needs to go in something else, so I need to put it in a street car, just in a regular street
And
car.
figure out some way to get the water from getting superheated.
Right, exactly. Either, that's one of the reasons I want it to be a street car, because then it's not going to be, I'm not going to tune it to 300 horsepower, I'll tune it to 250 horsepower, or,
So,
yeah, you're probably right.
why is
But
it-
I'll probably, yeah. But,
Don't run on ethanol if it's a street car though.
well, ethanol's cheap. Why not?
Well, I'm sorry, you said E85 originally, not flex fuel.
Yeah,
You gonna run flex fuel, like proper flex fuel on that?
yeah. E85's cheap too.
Yeah,
I
but
was
you can't
running
find it
flex fuel.
everywhere easily.
But it's not really E85, is it?
Here it is,
No,
few stations
they have
is.
both E85 and E54 here.
Oh, all
They're
right.
just E54 is very common.
Yeah.
E85 is difficult. It's only two places
Okay.
that have it at the pump.
All right.
So, but yeah.
To the 720, by the way.
Oh, Strawman Honda's in the house. Did you guys know that?
I see him.
Strawman Honda.
Drawman hunt. Nice. So,
Here's one. Here's one.
so when you say Strawman, is that like a Strayman CRX?
So, see
Yeah,
the,
K swap.
see the next one down? You know what's a nice swap? A Tercel K swap. I have a couple of customers that have Tercels with K, they put K swaps in them. The early Tercels,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, they're ungodly fat. They weigh like 1,800 pounds.
Well, did you see that MR2?
I saw
that
the
got-
MR2.
That's
of them.
mine.
That's yours?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
Yesterday.
I got it just the
Oh,
other day.
from
Yeah, from Steve.
Steve. Oh, okay.
So we're pulling the motor out,
Yeah.
then I'm taking the car,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do J and K swap in it.
Ooh.
Then probably,
Did Jay fit in there?
oh yeah, J's are really compact.
Oh,
They're just tall.
okay. Oh,
So something will fit in there, and then I wanna sell it and get a second gen MRT. Cause then I wanna sell that and get a third gen MRS.
yeah, I realize that. Okay.
Do you prefer the MR2?
I like that one.
I like
I
those.
like that
I
one.
like,
Yeah,
I
but
like
then
the
he's gonna
first,
sell
the
that
first gen.
MRS, and then he's gonna get a
So you're
Lotus.
interested in it?
Yeah, they get a little.
Okay.
And then he's
I
gonna
thought
take
we
that
could-
Lotus
yeah.
and sell it.
What?
I said we can build it and then sell it to
Yeah,
you.
no, I don't, I don't
It's-
need, I don't
it's-
need, I don't need another,
You need another
I
car?
don't need another non-running car.
I know that
What are we
yellow-
running at that time?
No, we'll sell it to
It'll
you
be running.
finished.
He's like,
I got one.
Just like that fit in the Series E that we.
I got one car ready that we need to finish. Okay.
Oh yeah, we just called weeds around it the other day actually.
Did you?
Here, push it up to
Okay,
that side,
boy.
and all the weeds back.
All right, good. I want to catch it on fire.
It's free. We can push it around now.
All right.
let's see.
Where's Project Backmarker at?
Yeah. Where's backmarker?
On the left.
At my house.
Oh,
At his house.
Okay.
Oh, waiting.
It's getting a B18C.
Oh, what happened to the B-17?
It's Keith's actually. He owns
Oh,
it. I'm just giving it back to him.
Oh, okay.
I don't really care. I mean, if he wants to sell it to me, I'll buy it, but I don't want to. I want to.
You want
I want-
you want a motor that's yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I have a Honda R motor, RDOT motor,
Yeah.
which is a factory
The
rebuilt.
B18C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put that in.
Oh,
my car.
okay. All right.
So, yeah. CSS to VSS on which? BMX.
Up there, farther up. The 6B was CSS.
VSS blog, purchase 0204, VSS speedies, jumper harness on Amazon. Will it work? No, this is what you need to do with your CRX. Put your VSS, put your vehicle speeds, your speedometer cable holder from your CRX into the hole. Stick your speedometer cable into that. That way your speedometer works, and your speedometer will output the signal to the ECU for your VSS. Do that.
The speedometer itself will output the signal?
Yeah.
The cluster?
The cluster. The cluster has what's called a reed switch,
Yeah. It had, oh, I didn't know.
and
it
all
would
it does is go.
I didn't know it would do that.
And yes, it will.
Oh,
And that's how you get your speed signal to your ECU.
That's what I had to do with my old BMW. At one time, I did, switch one motor to another, and I couldn't get the speedometer working. Somebody said, "Oh, you got to do this." And oh, okay, didn't know that was possible.
Yeah.
Because they have a driven thing off the differential.
Correct.
That sends a
So
signal.
yeah, you can just take the one from your CRX engine, drop it in the RSX
darn.
transmission,
Yeah.
and then stick the cable in, and it works.
Drives your CRX
Yeah,
gauge
cluster,
cluster,
and the
then
gauge-
there's an electrical impulse that you can take off of that.
Right.
Oh, we got
Yeah, you just pick up that impulse at the old ECU plug.
Oh, really?
'Cause it feeds
for the
ECU,
wire, where
yeah.
the dash through
There's
the
a
dash-
wiring
through all
already
the
there.
dash wiring, everything.
Exactly.
We darn. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
to know.
So that's how you do that on an EI.
Okay.
You can, there's another way you can do it as well. The other way is, there's a company that makes a speedometer driver, and basically what it does, it hooks up to your, VSS, your electronic VSS, and it has a little box with a motor in it, and that motor then turns a cable that connects to your speedometer and works it that way. But honestly, and that would be more accurate, because you can actually adjust it. You can adjust the speed at which it turns your speedometer. So there's that solution as well. It's for old hot rods and stuff
Yeah.
with modern motors.
Right.
So that works as well. I'll get the information on that.
So that's an adapter that goes on your speedo drive on the transmission.
No,
No.
you mount it in your dash somewhere,
Oh.
and you mount your cable to it, and actually
Okay.
it comes with a cable, I believe.
Yeah. Oh.
And you connect it, and then you connect it to the VSS, so the VSS feeds it the speed signal.
Yeah.
You feed it power and ground,
Yeah.
and the speed signal,
Yeah.
and then it has a little motor in there that turns your cable,
It
and then you can
turns the speedometer.
turn the speedometer,
Oh.
and then you can, there's, I think, a rheostat or
Yeah.
something on there that you can adjust it, so you can adjust it so it matches what your speed actually is.
Oh, we darn.
So you can do that as well. I have a DA, a different speed sensor. I want to get that to work, but on how? Okay, so on a DA. On a DA Integra, basically on that part that drops into the transmission, that has two functions. One is it drives a speedometer cable, and the second function is it actually provides bypass for the power steering, so that at higher speeds it takes away some of the effort. Or it actually takes away some of the
Increases the effort.
It increases the effort. It takes away some of the power steering pressure.
Right.
You can run that in there as well, and it will function just like it should in that car. You're going to have to run different lines because they go farther because the transmissions have swapped sides and that. But you can do that as well. So, J Series, FRS. So,
He's just reminding you.
so you can do that with that as well, or you can just bypass those two lines by connecting them together and have pretty much full power steering all the time, and then run the EF style VSS speedometer cable driver. So you can do that as well. So you can do either one of those routes. The issue with the DA is that particular piece that goes in, the two different hoses that come in are different size. So you're going to need to use some adapter if you want to join the two of them together. But yeah, you can do that.
Says he has a TSX countershaft.
I have a TSX countershaft sensor, not an RSX, fellas. Okay. So you need to do the other option, which would be the mechanical, the one that takes the electronic signal and turns a motor. That's what you would need to do. Usually in this discussion is Vic. What's his CSP CRX. Usually he's in here, and CSP CRX I believe has a YouTube channel. So if you go to his YouTube channel, you can probably contact him through that. He has that little device that runs his speedometer in his car. I'll try to get the information from him so we can do something with that.
Was it on the parts list for the?
I don't think it was on our parts list.
It wasn't.
He has a first-gen CRX.
He has a first-gen CRX.
Yeah.
And that's how he did his, because his first-gen CRX doesn't output a VSS signal, so he decided to use the electronic signal and then drive his speedometer. So that's how you would do it with a countershaft speed sensor rather than vehicle speed sensor.
It is 7:30 though.
7:30.
Wait, what's the best car to K24A2 swap in?
A TSX.
TSX?
Yeah, because they already came with the doing work.
Oh. It's a swap.
If you're lazy, TSX.
Obviously, the answer is EG.
The 8th gen Civic is amazing with that,
It's just EG.
because it's easy to go in.
Ooh, foreshadowing.
It shouldn't take you but, I don't know,
EF.
6-7 hours with an 07 or like a 6th gen or what? 8th gen
Eighth
Civic.
gen.
The engines are very tall, so they're better in EG and EK than they are in EF.
Put in DA.
And the best one is actually the Integra, the 94 to 01 Integra. That's probably the best swap for that K swap. Yeah, it is.
Why?
1993 Integra, because they're better looking.
Okay.
But they have a taller engine bay in that
So
94.
they clear one of those.
It's taller than the.
Just put it on 17s, you're good.
Yeah. Anyway, it's taller.
Yeah.
So the Integra, the third gen Integra.
Yeah. What's the worst car swapping into?
Yeah, so the K Pro get the CSS signal. So there are certain programs in the K Pro. I'm sorry, there are certain base programs in your K Pro. Honda packages base programs. There are certain base programs that you can use that will take a CSS signal and adjust it for your car. You can basically check a box that says I'm getting a CSS signal, not a VSS signal. So you can do that with certain base programs. and then you tune from there. I can't remember what they are, though. Did we do that in the,
We didn't we do that with Carter's car?
I think we did it with the white car.
Maybe we did.
Didn't I talk to, we did it with the white car, but I don't recall if we showed how to do it with the white car. I'm talking about the 06 Civic, the 05 Civic.
See,
No, that would be a great case swap. I've always wanted to do a 944. I just couldn't find a cheap one, so I got a Boxster because they were cheaper.
Yeah, they are cheap.
And
all the 944s are like $8,000.
Yeah, we're looking
No
for the
idea why.
cross member, that would be cool.
Or well, I would say 928 because I think they're good looking, but it came with a V8, so.
928. 968.
91 CRX HF with 300,000 miles, no rust.
No rust.
what would you do? Keep driving it.
Keep driving
Says
it.
runs great.
That's right.
All right.
What would I do? Yeah.
It's 7:30. We gotta.
You checking out?
We gotta
We
bounce.
gotta say goodbye? Oh, it's 7:30, we gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yeah,
Subscribe and like.
Subscribe, like.
and sorry we can't stick around all night.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Do a 25
This
hour
time.
line. What's the longest live stream you're allowed to do? we'll do a promotion. We'll just do it for
Let's live stream our workday.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun.
I've thought about that.
That's a way to put people to sleep.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks a
We're like,
lot. We'll
oh,
talk
look
to
at
you later.
they're in the truck again.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.